Good evening to you. You are just in time for TV47 weekend. We've got a lot lined up for you here tonight. Remember, you can interact with us at TV47 Kenya across all social media platforms. But first, let's take a look at the highlights. Tonight, former Ikea MP Matthew Lempurkel to serve 1 year in jail over assault case.
Tumejiunga na chama ya UDA, chama ya mahasla.
Ruto pitches tent in Bungoma.
Nyinyi kuja kwenu hapa leo kwa shamba ya Yatta ni dhihirisho wazi kwamba msimamo ambao Wakenya walikuwa wanangojea sasa umeng'oa nanga.
As Kalonzo woos Mount Kenya women.
It is unlawful kuwa na hiyo kisu mahali kama huko.
Laikipia residents warned against carrying blunt objects.
Sisi walisema ya kwamba kuanzia next week part 1. Lakini tutaanzia lini? Leo.
In a move aimed at taming runaway insecurity. Welcome to the broadcast. Mini Mbesa is a sign language interpreter. I am Muthoni Maina. Now, former Member of Parliament Matthew Lempurkel has been sentenced to 1 year imprisonment for slapping MP Sarah Korere in 2016. Lempurkel has, however, criticized the court in what he said was a one-sided ruling. Principal Magistrate Helen Okwani ruled that a former Laikipia MP Matthew Lempurkel indeed assaulted Laikipia North MP Sarah Korere back in 2016, sentencing him to a 1 year jail term with no alternative fine. Lempurkel did not take the judgment lightly, claiming that the ruling was heavily biased and all grounded on murky politics.
And we are going to appeal it. The judgment was really biased, unfair. It's really a women issue. So we are going to appeal to that decision on Monday. A luta continua. Oh, this is about politics. It is a relation because the politics. The incumbent MP knows that he will not come back, and I'm a threat. So they are using all ways to make sure that I will not be in the ballot. That is the issue of this case. It's about 2022 elections.
The court observed that due to the rising cases of gender-based violence in the country, the accused deserves the sentence, not highlighting on an optional fine.
And it's a constitutional right to be given a fine or a sentence. And so it's actually it's a biased case. It's unfortunate for this country to have such a ruling at this time. The complainant is a woman. The judge is a woman, the prosecutor is a woman. This is a women issue. Did not get, and I think that she might be also been compromised the way he behaved, because we requested for a fine. Deliberately, she refused, and she never given a reason why. So she's compromised. According to me, she's compromised.
In his defense, he produced a medical report which showed that he was admitted in hospital, indicating that he was suffering from high blood pressure and there was no indication of assault.
Make sure hii picha unaweka. Ndio 2022 hiyo picha.
The complainant, who is the current MP for Laikipia North, Sarah Korere, produced a medical report and a P3 form which showed indeed she was assaulted. An eyewitness in the case told the court that the former MP assaulted Korere in a boardroom in their presence.
A luta continua.
Now, the government has deployed more officers in Samburu and Marsabit counties following a bandit attack in Suyan area that claimed the lives of 14 people. Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i has assured Samburu and Marsabit residents of their security. Lavin Atieno reports.
The attack that lasted 15 hours is believed to have been castigated by armed bandits suspected to have come from Turkana County. Out of the 14 who lost their lives, 5 were herders from the Samburu community and 9 were bandits. Speaking in Nyamira County, Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i pointed out that the government has beefed up security in the area, noting that more police officers have been deployed in the area to curb bandit attacks that has been on the rise, which has been attributed to interclan conflicts.
Kuna shida kidogo ya usalama pande ile ya Samburu na Turkana. Tayari tumeongeza askari pande ile kwa sababu shida ya wizi wa mifugo imekuwa pande hiyo wakati wote. Pande ile ya Marsabit where we had a problem yesterday and we lost 6 people. It's the same problem in the clan challenges which have become toxic and violent.
Matiang'i urged local leaders to hold talks with the communities and sensitize them on peaceful ways to resolve conflicts as a way to promote peace.
Lakini sasa tunajaribu kuwazungumzia viongozi wa pande ile wafanye kazi yao pia, wafanye juhudi kuongea na wananchi, kuwaeleza that killing each other is not a solution. It doesn't help. If there are challenges of resources, we share them and work together. We have deployed resources, but bullets and guns do not bring peace. What brings peace is all of us coming together and living in peace. Tuongee sisi wote kama wananchi ama tuongee sisi zote kama viongozi, tukijali maslahi ya wananchi wetu wale tuko nao hapa. And we will continue to do this. Our president is committed to keeping peace and stability in our country. Na sisi wote tutafanya hiyo kazi kuhakikisha kwamba tumekuwa na uchaguzi wa amani. Hata hapa kwetu ninawaomba tafadhali.
Lavin Atieno, TV 47.
Still on security matters, you will be arrested if found with an assortment of crude weapons, including knives, in Laikipia County. Individuals who carry a wide range of assorted crude weapons in towns and shopping centers in Laikipia County have been put on notice, with the residents who possess such weapons urged to dispose them, as Willie Dennis Njiru now reports.
Speaking during a security sensitization meeting held at Maundu, Mary Village in Laikipia North, the county commander John Nyoike said the ban comes into effect immediately and anyone found with such items risk being arrested and face court prosecution.
It is unlawful kuwa na hiyo kisu mahali kama huko. Sisi walisema ya kwamba kuanzia next week part 1. Lakini tutaanzia lini? Leo. Sisi hayo. Tuanzia lini? It is now or never. Leo hii tunaanza. Hospitali hapo wapi? Hata kule huko Olmora. Kama kuna vijana watembea na visu huko, wakamata wafanye namna gani? Tutakiwe.
The move, he says, aims at stemming calumniative cases of attacks in the area and ensure lasting peace.
Kama saa hii unaweza angalia shamba kama ADC imekatanwa na watu 5. Na hapo ni mahali ambayo kama community wale ambao wako na ng'ombe wangeweza kulisi. Tungeomba tu nyinyi. Hata sisi kama wafugaji tuna uwezo wa kulisi shamba ambayo tumepewa kwa njia ambayo inastahili.
Kama shamba si yako, usifanye namna gani? Inaitangwa private land. Enda kuelewana na mwenyewe kama atakuruhusu ni sawa. Haikataa, hapana ingia na nguvu. Ukiingia na nguvu utakujua na nani? Kile tunaita illegal grazing.
This comes as peace continues to prevail in a county that has experienced a spate of banditry attacks and livestock thefts that left several people dead and scores others injured and houses torched in Olmoran division in the last 2 months.
Tukiharibu huu usalama, wewe utaambia mwalimu aje afundishe huko na akisikia tu anasikia anaandika hapa kwa blackboard. Anasikia twa pande nyingine poa. Wewe unaona atasimama hapo. Atavunjika miguu akitoroka. Tafadhali lazima tudumishe usalama, ndio mambo mengine, biashara, kilimo, ufugaji na masomo tufaulu katika hii kaunti.
The area leaders called on the government to increase the number of NPRs in the troubled area to help boost security patrols and tackle emerging crimes, adding that they were better placed in combating banditry attacks and responding swiftly to such invasions.
Suluhisho iko kwa serikali, watupatie hiyo NPR na wafacilitate hiyo NPR na wa boost ile security patrols, na pia waongeze ile security bases kama hiyo ya Dhombe, kama hiyo ya Social, at least tuhakikishe Laikipia iko salama.
NPR wale tumebaki kwa rangers tuko wachache zaidi. Tukao tumeapply mbeleni ya kwamba tuongezee rangers NPR kwa rangers. Kwa sababu wale tuko ni wachache sana, tunategemea hata kwenda kusaidia wananchi huko nje, na tukiondoka unakuta tumeacha tena hizo rangers bila mtu akuchunga, na pia hao ndio wanatulipa sisi kitu kidogo.
The leaders emphasized on the national government to carry out vigorous disarmament exercise in the region, citing several firearms were still in the hands of civilians that may jeopardize peace currently witnessed in the area.
Disarmament ifanywe Laikipia. Bunduki haramu iondolewe. Kwa hivyo kama unajua huko, anza tu kusalimisha. Kwa sababu hatuwezi kuwa tunaongea na both sides of the mouth.
For TV47, I'm Willie Dennis Njiru.
Thank you, Njiru, for that report. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has urged Kenyans to be vigilant and report any security threats to the security officers. The president said this today during the passing out parade of more than 4,000 recruits at the 9KR barracks in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County. The new soldiers who have successfully completed their basic military training will now be deployed in various camps within and outside Kenyan borders to carry out their duty.
Trying to pass to you today is that security is not a task delivered by the government alone. Every single Kenyan has a duty to ensure that our country remains peaceful and secure, as these two variables are key to the realization of a prosperous and cohesive Kenya that we all yearn for. Accordingly, I urge every Kenyan to work together in unity of purpose and to actively cooperate with our security agencies. Kenyans must have the courage to report any threat to our nation that may come into their knowledge. I congratulate each and every one of you for successfully completing your basic training. You are joining the ranks of our defense forces at a very consequential time in our nation's history, a time when our sovereignty and the inviolability of our borders are subjected to unprecedented threats. We have invested heavily in upscaling our aerial, maritime, and land equipment. We have added new bases, bolstered the size of our force by additional recruitment, improved the remuneration and benefits of personnel, and adopted the training and operational practices demanded by a fluid security environment. As a result, Kenya boasts a highly capable, well-equipped, and superbly trained military that can deliver superlative results across a variety of missions.
Indeed, hefty congratulations to the new recruits as they continue to serve our country. Indeed, the task ahead of you is never as great as the power behind you. Now it is time to take a short break. We will be right back with more. Do stay tuned.
Entrepreneurs around the country are creatively grinding.
I started with a borrowed phone.
A borrowed phone?
Yeah, that could last 2 hours with charge.
We just have to do quality work for them.
To make their mark in an unpredictable market.
It was now going on a sales venture, looking for stockists, door to door.
On the grind, we bring you their stories so you can tell yours. Every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Men are known to be the pillars.
We're rising up together.
Say your point. You need an alpha male now to come and help you and your girl.
Hi, anaongea zero.
And women, They are the cornerstone that hold the pillars.
Don't be entitled. A man is peaceful, a man knows how to talk to a lady.
This November, the Men's Conference brings a cocktail of diverse ladies to weigh in on various matters.
Something I'd love more to see is men being able to exist as themselves.
Tune in every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Hello guys, and welcome to Night In with Joy Irungu. Joy Irungu. Joy Irungu.
Heartbreak, pain, and tears have been a major part of Night In Season 1. We thank you for being with us on this journey, and for this upcoming season, we will bring you more empowering stories that not everyone is talking about.
Welcome back to TV47 Weekend. Now on to political matches, as Deputy President William Ruto is optimistic the 2022 general election will not be determined by politics based on tribalism, urging Kenyans to shun tribal and divisive politics. Mike Kagwongo reports.
Arambe!
As the 2022 general elections campaigns tightens up, the second in command has extended his vote hunt mission in Bungoma County, urging residents to back his presidential bid to ensure he forms the next government.
Mimi nimekuja hapa kwenu, tukubaliane, tuunde serikali ya mwaka ujao pamoja. Nyinyi mko tayari?
DP Ruto insists that the next general election will be unique because politics of tribalism will be buried.
And I want to ask my colleagues, for the sake of Kenya, let all of us do what we must and ensure that we have national political formations that will bring Kenyans together so that we can compete on the basis of an agenda and a plan, not on the basis of ethnicity.
If he wins in the August 9, 2022 presidential race, Ruto said his administration will ensure Kenyans at the bottom of the pyramid are empowered economically. He promised to set aside 150 million for each constituency, specifically for hustlers' empowerment.
Vijana milioni 4 hawana ajira katika Kenya. Agenda yetu ya kwanza ni kuweka pesa ya serikali vile tulikuwa tumepangia ndani ya Big 4 katika miradi na mipango itakayozalisha nafasi za kazi milioni 4 ili hawa vijana wapate ajira, wajisimamie, wawache kuhangaika.
Ruto slammed those opposed to his economic model, saying they have nothing to offer Kenyans other than to change the constitution to cater for their personal needs. Speaking in Cheptais, Sirisian Pumola in Bungoma County on Friday, DP Ruto said Kenyans were no longer interested in rhetoric but development-oriented leaders.
Hiyo mpango ya Big 4 nitajumuisha na kuipangia ndani ya bottom up ndio tuweze kutimiza ahadi yetu kwa Wakenya ya Big 4 na bottom up pamoja ndio tubadilishe Kenya.
He was accompanied by Mwambu Mabonga, John Waluke, Didmas Barasa, Dan Wanyama, among other UDA-affiliated MPs, who criticized the Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i for failing to secure Kenyans against internal attacks.
Kama agenda ya mtu mwenye anatafuta urais, agenda yake ni reke, je atakumbikache watu kama vile Gildas wale wamesimama kule? Watu wenye wanafanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Na waambia farasi Kenya wale wako kwa kura mwaka uchao ni farasi 2 peke yake. Farasi ya kwanza ni Dr. William Simiyu Samoei Arap Ruto huyo. Farasi ya pili ni ile ingine mnajua ni mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga.
Nataka kuambia ule bwana Fred Matiang'i, kama kazi ya kuweka usalama wa Kenya imekushinda, smell the coffee and go and become the chief campaigner of Raila Amolo Odinga.
Na yule mtu anafanya usalama uzorote ni ule waziri anayeitwa Matiang'i. Amesahau kazi yake, yeye sasa amekuwa youth wing wa ODM.
Na mimi ndio naenda kumenyana na hizi ndume za Mount Elgon. Mimi Suvendi ndio namenyana na ndume za Mount Elgon. Na tutafanya nomination yetu kwa amani. Mheshimiwa, you are 1,000,000 in one.
UDA membership registration Kenya mzima. Mount Elgon constituency ndio tunashikilia namba 1. Tumeregister members 58,000.
Mike Kagwongo, TV 47, Bungoma.
Now, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka now says his opponents have nothing to offer Kenyans, challenging them to come up with a manifesto that resonates with Kenyans. Speaking while meeting women from the larger Mount Kenya region at Yatta, Machakos County, Kalonzo said he is well positioned to take over from President Uhuru Kenyatta following his wealth of experience.
Wengine walikuwa kidhani pengine wengine wanasema unafanya mkutano sijui kama boardroom. Nyinyi kuja kwenu hapa leo kwa shamba ya Yatta ni dhihirisho wazi kwamba msimamo ambao Wakenya walikuwa wanangojea sasa umeng'oa nanga. Na kama kina mama wakiamua, all the cartels are finished. Kuna watu ambao wanajifanya wao ndio wenye mlima Kenya. Nataka tu niwaambie wazi, Kenya hii iko na clear geographical formations. Kuna west of Nakuru na kuna east of Nakuru. Hebu fikirieni wenzetu ambao wanataka kuongoza nchi kama marais. Wangapi ambao wanatoka west of the Rift Valley, if you like, and the east of the Rift Valley. Mutaona pengine, kwa sababu ndugu yangu Uhuru Kenyatta anaondoka mamlakani mwezi Agosti mwaka ujao, itakuwa ni Kalonzo peke yake. Kwa hivyo mkisema nyinyi mimi ni mtu wa mlima Kenya, ni kweli. Na mlisikia vile hata wakati wa Mashujaa Day, rais mwenyewe akisema hata jina Kenya ilipeanwa na wao Wakamba. Sisi tunasema kama wanaoka na Wiper kwamba Mungu atujalie tuchukue uongozi wa nchi hii. Tuna uzoefu, tuna ability yenyewe, uwezo, na tuna experience.
Moving on, dreams of an upcoming football star Wisdom Naya, who once played for Sofapaka FC, have been cut short after he was injured on the knee while training. Our reporter Boniface Barasa visited him at his home in Tuan Slum in Saboti, Trans Nzoia County, and filed this report.
This narrow path leads us to Tuani slums in Saboti sub-county, Trans Nzoia County. Here we meet footballer Wisdom Naya. The football star dreams have been halted by Osteosarcoma cancer. Upon our arrival, we are received by Naya's father. He leads us to this room that has offered shelter to his son. Naya is still in bed. Pain is evident on his face. The family reveals to us his football career started while he was a teenager and when he secured a chance to join the Solidarity Boys, famously known as St. Anthony's Boys Kitale.
Niliweza kugundua kwamba kuna kipawa baada ya yeye kujiunga na shule ya sekondari form 1, ndio nikagundua kwamba kipawa chake sana hakiko katika masomo, kiko talanta yake ilikuwa ni kucheza mpira.
It is while playing for St. Anthony's Boys Kitale that he was identified and selected to join Sofapaka FC, which is linked to the Kenya Premier League KPL, a move that gave his family a lot of hope.
Alipoitwa na klabu hiyo ya Sofapaka, nikasema pengine hapo ndio milango yake ya maisha imefungukia mahali pale. Kwa hivyo nilikuwa natumaini kwamba katika hiyo hali huyo ni mtu ambaye sasa anaweza atajikimu kimaisha siku za usoni na pia kuanzisha jamii yake. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa ni furaha yangu kuona kwamba anaweza kujisimamia yeye mwenyewe.
Naye narrates that it all started as a minor knee injury while at the Sofapaka camp.
Mpira nilianza kitambo kidogo nikiwa primary, nikajoin secondary St. Anton, nikacheza St. Anton, nikamaliza form 4, nikajoin Sofapaka. After kujoin Sofapaka ndo nikapata injury, nikapata hii cancer.
He then sought for medical attention, which has become an uphill task for the family as the cost of medication is unbearable.
Baada ya kuenda hospitali na wakafanyiwa hizo vipimo, ndo ikapatikana kwamba ni kansa. Sasa hapo ndo ilikuwa pigo kwetu. Ndiposa wakaanza kumweka katika chemotherapy. Na chemotherapy hiyo tulienda sessions 5. Ilikuwa inatakana session 6 lakini tulienda session 5. Ile ya 6 tulipoenda, daktari akatuambia sasa kama hizi 5 tumefanya na huu uvimbe hauoneshi dalili yoyote ya kupungua, ndiposa pia wakatu refer hiyo hospitali ya India kufanya hiyo surgery.
His football star was an inspiration to many football youngsters from slum areas who played soccer with him.
Nakumbuka akiwa shule, Wisdom alikuwa ni mchezaji wa kujituma sana. Na koza natoka slum yetu ilikuwa St. Anton ikicheza ball, koza amechop St. Anton. St. Anton ilikuwa ikicheza ball, wale ma friend wake wa mtaa wote lazima tufike tuone hiyo game. Cause alikuwa na mafan wengi. Na koza alikuwa ni boy myang, hata ukiangalia height yake ni myang lakini anafanya wonders kwa ground. So alikuwa na wase wengi kabisa. Pia ilikuwa ni motisha kwa vijana wadogo wa mtaani. If Wisdom anaweza make it kwa shule kubwa kwanza, then atoka hapo aende hadi KPL team Casa Sofapaka, hiyo ni timu kubwa. So ikawa pia wale vijana mtaani wanapata morali.
FKF of the body yenye ina run football in Kenya inafaa iweke all teams. So long as umesign player wako apate problem akiwa kwa club, inatakikani kuwe obligated kama team ushughulikie player mpaka pone.
Emma Kimungui, the officer in charge of palliative care unit at the Kitale County Referral Hospital, said Wisdom Naya is suffering from osteosarcoma cancer.
Wisdom has what we call osteosarcoma. It is a cancer affecting the bone, and in his case it has affected his femur, the bone of the thigh.
But what causes osteosarcoma cancer? Jacob Rotich is a medical doctor.
Most cancers do not have a specific cause. But for specifically osteosarcoma, which is common between the ages of 10 and 30, is thought to be attributed to the rapid growth of the bones. And some other causes could be because of the physical activity. May be attributed to the injury, the child may be playing football or things like that. Those are some of the things that are risk factors. However, there is no specific cause to osteosarcoma.
The family is appealing for help from well-wishers so that their son can undergo medical surgery in India.
Tumewasiliana na hospitali ya huko India na wametuambia gharama za matibabu ni shilingi milioni 2.5. Kwa hivyo kwa sasa tu ningeweza kuomba tena msaada kwa niaba ya kijana wangu Wisdom, kwa wahisani popote mlipo muweze kutusaidia.
Furthermore,
early recognition, early diagnosis is very important in such a cases, so it is treatable, and the basic treatment could be getting the foot amputated so that it doesn't spread to the other part of the body.
Naya's family will only get peace once their son's health is restored so that he can pursue his career in football as well as nurturing upcoming footballers in the slums.
He's a football player whose star was rising every day, and his fans had many hopes in him, believing that one day he will transform lives of many into one slums. But the same dream is being shattered by cancer monster that has shattered many dreams. Boniface Barasa, TV47, Tuani slums in Saboti sub-county, Trans Nzoia County.
Indeed, may well wishes come to his aid. Thank you, Baraza, for that report. Now it's time to take yet another short break. We will be right back with more. Do stay tuned.
You are watching TV 47, the home of untold stories. Entrepreneurs around the country are creatively grinding.
I started with a borrowed phone.
A borrowed phone?
Yeah, that could last 2 hours with charge.
We just have to do quality work for them.
To make their mark in an unpredictable market.
It was now going on a sales venture, looking for stockists door to door.
On the grind, we bring you their stories so you can tell yours. Every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Men are known to be the pillars.
We're rising up together.
Say your point. You need an alpha male now to come and help you and your girl.
Anaongea zero.
And women, they are the cornerstone that hold the pillars.
Don't be entitled. A man is peaceful, a man knows how to talk to a lady.
This November, the Men's Conference brings a cocktail of diverse ladies to weigh in on various matters.
Something I'd love more to see is men being able to exist as themselves.
Tune in every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Hello guys, and welcome to Night In with Joy Irungu.
Heartbreak, pain, and tears have been a major part of Night In Season 1.
Welcome back. Now, Amisa Rashid is a Kenyan student who has been shortlisted for the Global Student Prize, whose winner is set to be announced on the 10th of November 2021. Amisa, who resides from Kibra in Nairobi, was selected from a pool of 3,500 applications and nominations from 94 countries. The Global Student Prize is a program by Vaki Foundation and Chegg, and it is meant to celebrate students impacting their communities positively. Here is Sharon Baranga with Amisa's story.
27-year-old Amisa Rashid is a student at the Strathmore University, pursuing a master's in public policy and management. Amisa, who was born and raised in Kibra, Nairobi, has made it to the top 10 list of students contesting for the Global Student Prize 2021. The winner will be announced next week on Wednesday.
Is actually like they have the Global Teachers Prize, whereby teachers are actually awarded for doing exceptional work in the teaching industry. And in 2019 we had a Kenyan who won it, but now this year they started the student program, now as sister program of the teachers program. So there's a teacher program, and then this year they started the student program to complement what the teachers are doing. So they had a call for nominations, where I was nominated from thousands of applications, and then it narrowed down to top 50 finalists globally, which I was also the only Kenyan, and then to top 10 globally, so which I'm also the only Kenyan, and other students from all over the globe. And we are waiting now, like since we are 10 shortlisted, now we are waiting for like amongst us the 10 individual, one person who will actually win the prize. But it has been a rigorous process, a lot of interviews, because it's a legit program, so there need to be a lot of verifications, a lot of it's a rigorous program. We had to do like interviews and videos and all those things.
Amisa's story that landed her on the global platform dates back to 2017, when she lost her father, a traumatic experience that birthed Nivishe Foundation.
So after losing my dad, I realized that it clicked my mind that especially for the Muslim community, I had not seen, maybe they were before, but I had not seen like a concrete way in which you are allowed to go through loss and grief, like in a healthy way, without being told you're not supposed to cry loudly or all those things. So I think that is what drove me, because I was looking for something in which I can heal, and that is what led me to now take another course and study counseling psychology, so that just trying to understand. Now as I was studying is when now the idea now started developing, until in 2019 is when now we actively started with my team members now to start having programs and the whole like building like an organization that deals with mental health at the grassroots levels. So Nivishe Foundation is, actually Nivishe is a Kiswahili word, kukuvisha, but Nivishe Foundation aims to clothe you holistically, kukuvisha holistically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and emotionally. And one of our main aims is to create community resilience using mental health and trauma-informed as tools for building social cohesion. So most of the time our programs are actually focused on community-based mental health interventions. So we are trying to integrate, okay, there is outside there the aspect of theoretical of Western mental health. So how can we come to bridge the gap between community-based mental health intervention, even that woman, Mama Mboga, at the grassroots level can understand mental health without thinking that it's a jargon or something not for them, and also integrating it with the other knowledge of mental health, and then trying to bridge the gap.
Nivishe is host to a weekly community radio talk show where they break down issues touching on mental health in a way that all audiences can comprehend the subject. They also have mental health clubs where they work with teachers, learners, and their parents. They also have a program for young teen mothers, among others.
And through that, we've been able to impact over 4,000 women, like people who come, because we actually have we normally have like weekly engagement with women. So women who are in chamas, we go talk to them. Women who are having like forums, we go talk to them and just build the discussions. So with that, we've been able to impact over 4,000 women and over 10,000 youth in a period of 2019 until now.
Amisa, who is the only representative of East Africa in the awards, works with a team of 18 counselors.
So some of our counselors are trained to offer counseling services in sign language. So instead of an individual who has hearing challenges coming, and then we have an interpreter, and then a lot of information and time is lost and there's no confidentiality there when they're having counseling sessions, we have counselors who can actually communicate in sign language and offer the counseling services in sign language. And with that, we've been able to impact 200 individuals who have hearing challenges.
Nivishe depends on grants and donations. There are 2 other African students also competing for the $100,000 prize, which is approximately 10 million shillings. And they are from Nigeria and Sierra Leone. So what is her plan if she wins the coveted prize?
If I win, I actually say that I will use the money from my organization, because other individuals will use it differently. I want to set up a research center. I'm having, for mental health specifically, I'm having a lot of challenges when it comes to researches, which is done because most of the researches of mental health, we get it from WHO or we get it from other institutions, but how can we have information because we have a lot of mental health issues. We have a lot of students graduating doing their researches. So how can we come up with a research center that can consolidate all this information to bring data that can also enhance, because we have a mental health policy, can enhance the policy that is available. And then apart from that, how can we make sure that we can research more community-based? I'm very big on community-based mental health integration, and make sure that we offer the right services, because you find that a person, most of the information that we have is that for mental health service, for mental health work to happen, is that you either have to go to counseling or group therapy, but can we explore, can we research and find ways in which you can find mental health community-based, that maybe I don't have to go through counseling to heal, but I can do this and this and this and integrate it as part of my life so that I can continue my healing journey. And then also increasing the scope of our work, because currently our headquarters is in Kibra. We work with other informal settlements. Our work is also in Nakuru, Garissa, Kwale, Mombasa, but can we like go deep uko mashinani and make sure that our mental health work is like known? And when you're talking about mental health work, we don't want, like, ours is not about like coming and talk. We want to learn from your experiences and see how we can support you, but you also advocate for mental health, but know that there's a non-resource center for you to come and get your counseling services or any mental health support that you need.
This year, Amisa was named African Youth of the Year. In 2020, she was nominated for the 35 Under 35 Youth Awards and the DIAR Youth in Leadership Award.
What I'm actually taking from it is that the fact that I'm a top 10 is so much important. So whether I win the prize, I hope to win, but even if I win the prize or I don't win the prize, the fact that it has been a journey, the fact that I've gone to know, I have developed good networks of students, I have like learned so much from them, and looking forward to working with the, what is it called, like the network of students that they're going to create. I'll actually use it to utilize it to some of my work at Nivishe Foundation.
The Global Student Prize is a sister program to the Global Teacher Prize, where in 2019, Peter Tabichi, a Kenyan teacher, won. The program is run by the Vaki Foundation. Sharon Baranga, TV 47.
Thank you, Sharon Baranga, for that extensive, amazing report. Now, Amisa Rashid is here with us tonight in our studios. It's such an honor to have her here. Welcome. Thank you. So can you just briefly tell us, how do you feel? How does this make you feel? I'm sure your family and friends and colleagues are elated. So how does it make you feel?
At the moment, I'm a little bit anxious because the result is being announced in, is it 3 days or 4 days time? So I'm a little bit anxious, but I'm actually, it's a mixed feelings because I'm actually happy to be here as a top 10 finalist.
Which is definitely amazing. So could you tell us more on your journey, highlighting the previous recognitions you got so far? This is not the first. There are others which have been there. So how was it? How was the process?
I think one thing that actually usually stand out for me is that I have the aspect of pushing myself. So the aspect of knowing that there are opportunities outside there, there are usually opportunities outside there, and finding the right people to guide me through it, that is mentors, my support system, and actually going for them and having the support system actually to fall back. You see, when you've won several awards or we recognize, people only get to see like the happy side of it. People don't get to see like how many rejections you've gotten. Like if you open the email, you've applied maybe for 200 or 100, you get 10 or congratulatory message, the rest are rejections. So most of the time people get to see this face of what is it called, of success, but they don't know what happens behind the scene. So with that, knowing that I have a support system, so whether I get an award or not, whether I put myself outside there and I need to fall back, I know that I have a cushion, has been like what has been pushing me. So I have won several awards. That is due to my work in Nivishe Foundation and due to me as a person, because I believe that I'm a very resilient person. So early this year, the beginning of this year, I won like the regional, that was the Africa Youth of the Year award, out of hundreds of applications, and a lot of that one actually included voting, so a lot of voting, and I'm so grateful for my Kenyan family. Like one thing about Kenyans that I like is that if you're the only Kenyan in a certain space, they will support you 100%. So that one I was so grateful, because people who I didn't even know like were there pulling out votes for me and just supporting me. So that was great. And then for the youth awards, like it usually happens every year by the youth agenda. So I got to be a finalist for 2020 and 2021 also under the health category because of the work we do at Nivishe Foundation. And then there are so many of them, but I'm just highlighting the important one. I also got the Zuri Awards. So the Zuri Awards celebrates exceptional women. It's a national award in Kenya. Exceptional women doing exceptional work in their communities. So I also got that award. That was in 2019. So there are so many, but in 2019, 2020, and 2021, those are the highlights of the awards that I had gotten, and the ones that have made me be here right now.
So with those recognitions put in place, you raising the bar and the Kenyan flag high globally. So how do you get to juggle between work, your career, the foundation? How do you get to juggle through all that?
That is a question I usually even ask myself. I don't know the answer.
You have no idea, you just do it.
I have no idea. There's no way I'm going to lie to you and tell you, oh, you have to time manage, or you have. I just do it. Yeah, because I believe that once I have decided that I have committed myself that I'm going to show up for something, I'll do it to the best of my ability. So if I say that I'll show up and do it to the best of my ability. So that is how it works for me. I cannot say that there's a hidden information or advice that I can say.
And speaking of about the recognitions, you know, there are various people through social media who are in those high offices. They tell you congratulations for you have brought us here, for making it this far. Do they still keep tabs after that, or are they just there to tell you congratulations and then they just leave?
Actually, that is a good question, because if you see for the top 10 global, the prizes, for the other 9 participants, 9 finalists, it is one of the best things that has ever happened to them. Like you'll see them, even one of our colleagues from India, so not from India, from England, UK, got a recognition. Like they went to meet the Prime Minister, and like it is such a big thing for them. But in Kenya, I think you only recognized when you've actually gotten the award. But like and that is one thing you get used to. Like when you have received several awards and you're in Kenya, you don't have people, you have to push it for yourself, because you are not going to sit there and just say I've been nominated or shortlisted and then I'm expecting people to support me. In Kenya, that is a trend that I've seen. It's not. But once you win, that there are people who will come, definitely. So until now, I have not seen any support, and I think it's comfortable for me because I've been through this journey before. So I don't have a lot of expectations, and you know, that's also a positive thing on my side. So if whether I win the award or not, like it keeps you grounded. You know that that is your goal, and you have to do it whether you have support from people or not.
So what should the designated stakeholders get to do, you know, for them to not just wait for you to win so that they can come to your aid? What are they supposed to do? You know, when you're there at the grassroots level, trying to level up and to get to a space where you are recognized globally, what do they have to do? Because I think at times people get tired of just sitting back and waiting, so they have to keep on pushing, and then the designated stakeholders come at a time where you are at your peak, you are at your best. So what should be done about that?
I think we should be very intentional about supporting youth, and I think also it's a high time for youth to just, I don't know, to just wake up, because now it's the political era, and we hear everybody saying how they're going to support youth, how they're going to offer opportunities, how they're going to do this. It's fine, it's okay, but I think it's upon us youth to decide, like now. And for the people who are saying that I'll support youth, you start being intentional and not wait until it's election period, until somebody has won an award, until somebody has reached a certain stage for you to start supporting them. If your intention is really supporting youth, start with whatever resources you have. You don't have to wait for a certain thing to happen so that you can show that you're supporting youth. So I think that is the message. For also the youth, as much as people are not recognizing you, that it shouldn't be a reason for you to stop. Like it should be something to keep you pushing.
Absolutely. So let me shift the focus a little bit to mental health. So is it a worrying trend with the numbers of the youth and also the women who have found themselves, you know, when it clicks that you have a problem? So is it a worrying case with the current society so far when it comes to mental health?
I think so far one thing that I'm grateful for is that nowadays we have a lot of mental health advocates. Like, if you see, everybody like is a mental health advocate, which is a great thing because we are starting to acknowledge the importance of mental health. And that means that a lot of people, once you can be able to understand what mental health is, that means that you can be able to come and seek the necessary support and services when you realize that maybe your mental health is compromised. But now the challenging part is how many professionals are there to offer legit mental health services, because you find that most of the time, like, yes, there is a worrying trend about there is it's like I usually say it's another pandemic, but how can we make sure that as much as we are out there advocating for mental health, we know the right resources, very affordable, accessible and immediate approaches and intervention for people who have mental health. We just, for me, I feel like yes, it's a crisis, but we need to, now we've reached a point whereby we need to stop talking and start acting on what we're talking about in regards to mental health.
Absolutely. So what are your last words, you know, in regards to people who do look up, you know, they're like, I want to be like Amisa in the near future. So what are your last words in regards to that? And also in regards to the Global Student Prize 2021.
My last words will be, if you're doing something, do it intentionally. And once you put your intentionality in that thing and you're objective about achieving it, doors will open for you in places and ways you least expect. So push yourself. Jitume. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. It was such an honor. I am humbled, and as TV47, you are welcome time and time again. Now, that was Amisa Rashid, you know, Kenyan student who has been shortlisted for the Global Student Prize, who the winner is set to be announced on the 10th of November 2021. We wish her the best of luck in that matter. Now it is time to take yet another short break. We will be right back with the sports news.
Entrepreneurs around the country are creatively grinding.
I started with a borrowed phone.
A borrowed phone.
Yeah, that could last 2 hours with charge.
We just have to do quality work for them.
To make their mark in an unpredictable market.
It was now going on a sales venture, looking for stockists door to door.
On the grind, we bring you their stories so you can tell yours. Every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Men are known to be the pillars.
We're rising up together.
Say your point. You need an alpha male now to come and help you and your girl.
Anaongea zero.
And women, they are the cornerstone that hold the pillars.
Don't be entitled. A man is peaceful, a man knows how to talk to a lady.
This November, the Men's Conference brings a cocktail of diverse ladies to weigh in on various matters.
Something I'd love more to see is men being able to exist as themselves.
Tune in every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Hello guys, and welcome to Night In with Joy Irungu. Joy Irungu. Joy Irungu.
Heartbreak, pain, and tears have been a major part of Night In Season 1. We thank you for being with us on this journey, and for this upcoming season, we will bring you more empowering stories that not everyone is talking about.
This is the only show where we keep it authentic. We share our lifetime experiences, and you know what? Tell every person that you can turn your pain into power.
Join Joy Irungu on Night In as we take the brave step of sharing.
The road to 2022 is becoming tougher.
Nyuma ya wheelbarrow kuna economic model.
And trickier with each passing day.
Niliwaambia washushe chini bei ya mafuta.
Political aspirants in a dilemma whether to change allegiance or not.
How has Raila and the handshake made Jubilee lose focus?
You've seen Raila Odinga flying military choppers.
And rookies FC Talanta, while losing the other 4 games to Kakamega Homeboys, Nairobi City Stars, Tusker and KCB. The result serves little to ease pressure on head coach Francis Kimanzi, who is days away from marking his first anniversary at the club, as KCB rise to joint 5th with 11 points from 6 matches.
Sio nzuri kwetu kwa sababu hatujapata alama tena na tumekuwa tukipush sana kutafuta first win ya hii season na tujaipata, so bado inaonekana kwa hiyo process yetu ya kujaribu kucompete to build bado itatutatiza. Ndio nimeona itatutatiza, but kidogo naona ni kama tunakaribia, lakini bado tuko mbali kufikia ile safari mimi nataka. Lakini lazima tutavumilia sababu matokeo mabaya kawaida yanaturudisha chini sisi wote. So ni kazi yangu kuwainua vijana, but najua tutainuka, najua tutafika mahali tunataka.
From Martyrs football to athletics, where the inaugural edition of the Nakuru City Marathon will be held on the 28th of this month, with the 42-kilometer race subdivided into various sections, among them a 5-kilometer family run. Nakuru Governor Lee Kinyanjui led the marathon's unveiling ceremony with the elite athletes that were in attendance, noting that the event will go a long way in nurturing talents. Chichi Josephine reports from Nakuru.
November 28th, Kenya's newest city, Nakuru, will be treated to a major sporting event, the inaugural Nakuru City Marathon. Asanteni sana. Asanteni. A long-distance race which targets elite athletes, emerging youth, clubs and schools and fun runners, and subdivided in 21-kilometer and 10-kilometer races, as well as 5-kilometer family fun run.
We shall have about 5 events. The topmost is the one that will bring on board the students or the young people, so that in future we shall continue having the likes of our ambassadors today.
In his address during the unveiling ceremony, Governor Lee Kinyanjui reiterated the county's commitment in upgrading the sports infrastructure, with elite athletes in attendance, led by the world marathon record holder Bridget Kosgei, noting that the event will go a long way in nurturing talents.
We have invested heavily in athletics empowerment. We have a Kiringate academy that we are coming up with. We have put about 120 million shillings in that academy. And ideally what we hope to do is to get young students, standard 4, standard 5, all the way, so that they can do their training in sports and also continue with their academic.
Tunataka Nakuru iwe town ile ya kushine kwa athletes, isiwe ya tourist peke yake ama agriculture peke yake.
Winners of the men's and women's